If you are new here, hello! Wow, what language was that? Hi guys, welcome back. If you are new here, hi, hello. My name is Sarah, and what I'm gonna do today is tell you a terrible story to ruin your day and put on makeup while I do it. If that sounds good to you, then you should just subscribe. Creep. In today's episode of Crue Trime, this is the story of Omaima Nelson. Today's story has a bit of a Thanksgiving theme, so it's very appropriate. And it's a story that I actually had never heard before, although there are a few different versions of it, and I will link them down in the description box if you want to check them out. But before we get too far into the gory details, and they are gory this week, this video is sponsored by Ana Luisa. We are officially in the holiday season, and the first big shopping day to kick it off is Black Friday. Ana Luisa has got you covered, friends. From now until November 29th, everything on the Ana Luisa website is buy one, get one 60% off. 60% off. There is something for every style and every budget, and everything is made in small batches from recycled materials, so there's no waste. They're carbon neutral. I'm realizing now, as many times as I've worked with Ana Luisa, and all of their pieces are beautiful and I wear them every day, I've never shown you their rings, and they're awesome. This is called Ever. It's 14 karat gold plated on brass. These are cubic zirconias flush set, and they go all the way around, friends. But because they're flush set, it won't snag, and you are getting a little bit of sparkle. This retails for $59, but remember, on sale. This is the Laurel Ring, also 14 karat gold plated. This retails for $75. This ring is adjustable. I love it. Because it's open, you can just kind of bend it together or stretch it apart if you want to wear it on a larger finger. And this one I think is actually my favorite. This one is called the Wade. It's a cigar band style ring, so it's like huge. This retails for $59 as well. And again, the sizes are inside the ring so you can remember, which is awesome. So these rings are beautiful, just like one ring on your hand at a time, or you can stack them. Look at this. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love it so much. So click the link down in the description box. It's right on top to make it super easy for you. It'll take you right to Ana Luisa. There's no code necessary. Everything's just on sale. Buy one, get one, 60% off. Thanks again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's episode. So let's get right to it. Okay, let's get started. So, are you guys all ready for Thanksgiving? I feel like it creeped up, didn't it? Jeez. I have no idea what kind of makeup I'm gonna do today. Probably something simple because I feel like the story isn't super long. Hang on, let me secure my hairs. I don't talk about the makeup when I'm telling these terrible stories, but everything that I use is linked down in the description box if you're interested. So just click down there, check it out. Omaima Nelson was born in 1968 in southern Egypt. I don't have her exact birth date, sorry. She grew up in a poor farming village. Her parents' marriage was volatile. Her father was super violent and abusive. Omaima, as a small child, was subjected to female circumcision, which, if you don't know what it is, it's fucking terrible. It's the practice of partial or total removal of external female lady bits for non-medical reasons. There's no health benefit for such a practice. The practice is largely motivated by the beliefs regarding premarital virginity and fidelity. If you really want to know more, you can Google it. It's terrible. So Omaima's parents' marriage ended, and then she and her mother relocated to a tiny village in Cairo, Egypt, called the City of the Dead. And it's a shithole. No disrespect to Egypt, okay, but the village, the City of the Dead, it's a cemetery slum combination. The shacks are built among the tombs. That's why I said it's so bad. Because it is. Anyways, Omaima dreamt of a better life. You know, in 1986, 18-year-old Omaima met and became romantically involved with an American oil worker. As that relationship progressed, her family insisted that they marry. That was her ticket out of that place. So they did, and then they relocated back to the States, and they settled in Texas. So as you can imagine, you know, 18-year-old Omaima and this American oil worker, Texas oil worker. It didn't last, okay? So they got back to the States and broke up nearly immediately. So now Omaima is on her own in the United States, and she doesn't speak English very well. She doesn't have any marketable skills or education of like really any kind to support herself. So she just kind of wandered around, you know, taking housekeeping or nanny jobs. She sometimes got the occasional modeling gig. She was super beautiful, you know, petite, like barely 5 feet tall, beautiful olive complexion, beautiful hair, just pretty, just really pretty. Now her beauty came in handy, and she drifted from one sugar daddy to the next, and she eventually landed in Orange County, California. You guys know where Orange County is, right? It's like south of LA. So by October of 1991, the now 23-year-old part-time model, she met 56-year-old Bill Nelson at a bar in Costa Mesa. He was described by many as like a huge personality. He had maybe worked with the CIA, and he had gotten into some funny business that landed him in trouble. He had been recently paroled from federal prison. What a catch. He had served 4 years for smuggling marijuana into the United States from Mexico. He worked as a pilot, and that's not allowed. Anyways, he was originally from Texas. He was like a flashy kind of a guy, you know? He drove a red Corvette. He wore like the big old belt buckle, you know. Bill was Omaima's knight in shining cowboy boots. She didn't seem to mind at all about Bill's past transgressions, or whatever you want to call it. Bill is super magnetic, and he's like a huge personality, right? And Omaima's gorgeous and young and beautiful and likes rich men. So this relationship bloomed fast. Bloom is probably not even the right word. Within 4 weeks, they were married. Yeah, they ran off to Phoenix and got hitched. And then afterward, they went on their little like honeymoon kind of road trip. And Bill took Omaima home to Texas and Arkansas to meet his family. He was so proud of his new beautiful Egyptian bride, who was younger than some of his children, by the way. Bill's children did not approve. They were not into it. There's one little anecdote about their visit. They were out horseback riding or something, and Omaima got thrown from the horse, and she was just trying to like impress them with her toughness. So she just was like, yeah, just give me some aspirin and a shot of vodka and I'll be fine. Tough, okay? Oh, also, little detail, Bill was still legally married to his previous wife. So there's that. I don't know if she knew about that. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do my eyebrows off camera. I'll be right back. Okay. Brows are on. I didn't have the strength to do it and talk today. Sometimes you just don't have it, man. Okay, so Omaima has met Bill. Bill has what she's looking for. Stability, okay? And Omaima had what Bill was looking for. Somebody to keep. So Bill and Omaima's relationship was spicy. They were into some creative bedroom Cirque du Soleil. You know what I'm saying? Lots of ropes. So after the family reunion road trip, Bill and Omaima returned to their home in Orange County for Thanksgiving. By now, they've been married for like barely a month. Bill spoke to his daughter Margaret on the phone. He told her that everything was gonna be great, you know, and invited her to come to Thanksgiving dinner. She refused. Cut to early in the morning on December 1st, 1991, Omaima drove Bill's red Corvette to Costa Mesa to an ex-boyfriend's house, Jose Escovel. They had dated briefly, like about a year before this. Jose did not recognize that car, so he didn't answer the door at first. It went away. A few hours later, the visitor in the red Corvette came back, and this time Jose answered the door and realized who it was, Omaima. She was frantic. She had been roughed up. There was some cuts on her face and hands, and she had definitely been crying. She told him that her husband, Bill, had raped her, but she had managed to escape and she needed his help. She said that she had been tied up, and when she was trying to escape her bindings, she accidentally hit Bill really hard and he died. She said that she had cut him up and put him in trash bags. And then she offered Jose $75,000 in cash and 2 motorcycles to help her to get rid of it. There it is. So Jose was like, wait here. I'll be right back. I'll go get a truck to, help haul everything away. BRB. Good old Jose went down to the nearest payphone. Remember those? He called the police, and when the police arrived to his house, they found Omaima sitting in the Corvette. He had already told them what she told him, that her husband had tied her up and had attacked her for days, and she had fought him off, and she had cuts on her hands and face, and everything was consistent with that story, right? Well, when police started talking to Omaima, she started backpedaling. She told them that no, her husband was just away on business in Florida, and since their relationship was so new, they'd only been married for a month, she didn't really know how to get a hold of him. This was 1991 after all. The only person with a mobile phone apparently was Zach Morris.
Zach, hang up that phone now!
Well, the police, of course, are squinting at her. Okay, so they've gotten her out of the car, the police are talking to her, and another police officer is like looking in the car, and on the passenger seat, there's plastic bags. So he looked in the plastic bags and he saw body parts. Omaima, girl, why is there a bag of human body parts in the car? Well, the police, of course, took her into the station, I guess, for questioning, and the interview lasted about 4 hours. She denied that she had told Jose that she had killed Bill. Okay, so then they asked her, okay, well, what's with these bags of what is very clearly human remains? She said, oh, those are Bill's, but not like that is Bill, like those belong to Bill. Those are Bill's. Bill killed somebody. Those are Bill's. Omaima really leaned into this backstory of Bill's, that he had done prison time, so he was a dangerous guy. She said that he was a dangerous guy who raped women, and then went on and on about how he tied her up and would rape her, that was his thing. But also not recently, and he was definitely on business in Florida, alive, somewhere. She could not keep that story straight. Regardless, the police sent her to the hospital for physical examination, which, kudos. Even after finding a bag of body parts in the car, they still sent her to get checked out. Well, after a thorough examination and a detailed medical report, there was no evidence of sexual assault or trauma. Meanwhile, after finding that bag o' bits in the Corvette, they got a warrant to search Bill and Omaima's apartment. First, when they got inside, they just saw a bunch of boxes of computer parts, because Bill would repair and sell computers. That's kind of how he made some money. So there was just boxes of computer stuff everywhere. Well, among the boxes were a couple of boxes that had suitcases inside, and then inside those suitcases were some plastic trash bags. Guess what was inside of them? Severed body parts. All kinds. Legs that were found had ligature marks on the ankles, meaning that they had been tied up at one point. They also found a bloodied lamp, an iron with some blood and hair on it. And in the bedroom, the bedpost, it was a 4-poster bed, and the posts were broken. There were ropes on the floor. The mattress was completely soaked through to the box spring with blood. It wasn't Omaima that had been tied up in that room. It clearly had been Bill. In the bathroom, to try to sanitize this, they found Bill's torso. Most of it anyways. So Bill was all over the apartment. You get what I'm saying? Now, in the kitchen though, hold on to your butts! Tyler just heard me say that. I can hear him laughing downstairs. They found severed hands in a frying pan on the stove, mixed in with turkey meat. They found more human remains in the trash can, mixed in with turkey and cranberry sauce. And in the freezer, they found Bill's head. The head had been cooked in a deep fat fryer. It was very burnt badly, and it had been wrapped in aluminum foil and then stored for later, I guess. I mean, this is bad, okay? Super the worst. Gruesome. When the police confronted Omaima with the details of what they had uncovered in the apartment, she confessed. She said that something inside her had told her to do it. Demons. Okay, so she's mentally ill now. Got it. So the medical examiner's report of Bill Nelson's injuries revealed that he had suffered a violent death. There were more than 25 wounds to that skull that they found in the freezer. There were over 100 pounds of Bill Nelson still missing. They had found Bill's severed hands in a skillet on a stove. I mean, had Omaima eaten him? Well, neighbors later told investigators that they heard the garbage disposal running for like 2 days straight. It wasn't just running, like it was struggling, and then it finally broke. Okay, well, can we take a minute to think about this garbage disposal? I mean, like, when I drop a grape in mine, it sounds like I threw a handful of marbles in it. Like, it is violent. I have definitely broken our disposal before. One time, I accidentally dropped a shot glass in there. Whoops. Running your disposal for 2 days straight. We know what she was putting in there. Bill. After running that disposal for 2 damn days straight, it finally shit the bed. Left without a literal disposal method, she panicked, and that's when she drove over to Jose's house. So Omaima Nelson was charged in the first-degree murder of Bill Nelson. Now, the trial, though, was crazy town. Omaima's guilt was never in question, but her state of mind was definitely up for debate. The defense brought up her, like, childhood trauma, and the claims of abuse at the hands of Bill were cited as, you know, the grounds for her mental break. The psychiatrist that interviewed Omaima in jail said that she had dressed up in red high heels and a red hat and red lipstick before she started dismembering his body. She also said that she had cooked Bill's ribs and eaten them with barbecue sauce.
Yeah, immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no.
The psychiatrist said that he had never seen anyone so bizarre, so psychotic in his 20 years of practice. Omaima's defense team claimed that Bill was abusive and degrading, demanding sex, and Omaima had endured a lifelong trauma that began back in Egypt. She claimed that before the murder, Bill had left her tied up for days, raping her repeatedly. They also argued that she dismembered Bill because she was afraid that he would haunt her in the afterlife. She claimed that Egyptian spirits or demons worked through her, overtaking her for their bidding. Egyptian story time. This is relevant, I promise. Okay. Osiris was the king of Egypt and everything was awesome. His brother Set was a hater and was so jealous of Osiris that he transformed himself into a monster and killed him. And then he cut Osiris's body up into a bunch of pieces and scattered them all across Egypt. Now Osiris's widow, Isis, was super bummed out about it, so she traveled all through Egypt and collected all of his body parts, then reassembled him like Mr. Bones style. You guys remember Mr. Bones. And then once she had all of his parts back together, she kind of used her superpowers to resurrect him. So Omaima claimed that she needed to cut Bill up into as many pieces as possible so that he could not go on to the afterlife. Okay, girl, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Also, you're nuts. So Omaima claimed that on November 30th, 1991, she and Bill had a violent sexual encounter that ended when she broke a lamp over Bill's head. She said that she then hit him over the head with an iron until the handle broke and then stabbed him in the chest with scissors. But then she woke up, like she wasn't in control at that time, and she found Bill in pieces. You know, because the Egyptian spirits were in the driver's seat, I guess. Well, once the police dug into Ms. Omaima Nelson, they found a pattern. She would look for a sugar daddy, get bored, steal their money or cars, and then just move on to the next. So a former boyfriend named Robert Hansen told investigators, and he testified in the trial, that Omaima had lived with him briefly, and after a sexual encounter ended with Robert tied up and Omaima holding a gun to his head, they broke up, and there it is. Motive to kill Bill Nelson. So it seems that Omaima lured Bill into the bedroom for some rope and choke action. Consensual. Okay. Well, then when he was pretty much as vulnerable as you can get, you know, she demanded money or access to money, and he refused, making her super pissed off. So then she took him out so that she could take it all. The prosecution asserted that Omaima was a big old faker and was trying to make up the most absurd story possible with this like Egyptian spirit demon situation, presumably so that she could try to claim insanity, which is actually really difficult, by the way. Also, Omaima denied this cannibalism story. She said that she never said that, and she simply just did what she had to defend her own life. She said, "I swear to God, I did not eat any part of him. I am not a monster." Did she eat him? I don't know. She sure cut him up and spent 2 days stuffing him into the garbage disposal though, so I mean, the whole thing is just, it's actually pretty confusing. Like, was it self-defense? Was she insane? Was it all of the above? It just seems to me like the defense went after everything they could. So on January 12th, 1983, the jury in the trial reached a verdict. They had deliberated for almost a week, and Omaima was found guilty of murder in the 2nd degree and was sentenced to 27 years to life. She has been denied parole at every hearing since becoming eligible in 2011, and she'll be up again for parole in 2026. She is currently serving her sentence at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, California. Oof, can you tell it rained today? My hair is huge. I look like a lion. Well, that is the story of Omaima Nelson. Thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check down in the description box for the link to go shopping. Everything in their site is buy one, get one 60% off, so happy shopping. Thanks so much for hanging out today and for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this one, then consider subscribing to this channel before you leave today. I upload new videos here on YouTube every week, and you can follow me on all of the socials. So social. Again, like I mentioned, all of the makeup that I used today will be linked down in the description box, along with all of these jewels that I'm wearing. They're all Ana Luisa. So that's it for now. I will catch you next time in the next video. Bye! There's a lot of booze in here. Oh, it's so strong. Man, I got these 2 zits that just won't quit, man. Will be linked down in... Come on. Actually, I have not. Are you guys getting all ready for Thanksgiving? Do you have your turkey? Are you traveling? I am not prepared.